So this is an example of a math Pear Deck. This question says Dr. N went to the fry shop and got some french fries. She left the cook a tip. The cost of her total order was 20 and she left 25 on the counter. How much was the tip? The students would click to the next slide and it says drag the two numbers that belong in this red box here, drag them in there. So 20 plus x equals something. And when we read up here, the total cost was order was 20 and she left 25. We're going to go ahead and drag this 2 and this 5 in here. This gives kids a chance to interact with the slide. And these things work on iPads. They work everywhere, as far as I understand. And this is a way that students can interact with the slide itself. Click the next slide, and they see here that they got the answer correct if they put 25. The next part of the question is what should be subtracted on each side. So we're going to go ahead and drag over here. We're going to put 20 on this side. And this is also a chance where you can analyze student misunderstandings, because maybe a kid over here might put 25 instead of 20, and that would be incorrect. And so we could talk about and try to help them understand why that's incorrect. And then they check here, they see that it was supposed to be 20. Whoops, made a mistake. What number should go in this new red box? We do 25 minus 20. And again, if a student puts like 20 or 25 in this box, we know that they're misunderstanding. So we put 5 here, and it equals 5. These types of problems are good for qualitative feedback, where like you can give them feedback about like what they did or didn't do correctly. This is not the best way to auto grade a Pear Deck exercise. We'll talk about that in a minute. These kinds of questions here are easier to auto grade. What does this unknown amount represent? So they want us to answer here in green, what does this unknown answer represent? And we would write the tip, because that is what this 5 actually represents. In this second question, so this first question was good for qualitative feedback in the sense that like students might use this as a way for you to give feedback to them without maybe giving them necessarily a grade. This next question is more of an example of a quantitative feedback where they're putting in a number answers and they're going to get feedback that you can grade automatically in Pear Deck. So it says she got some new books this weekend. Miss Patel, she handed the cashier $50 and her change was 17. How much did Miss Patel spend on the books? So here again, instead of dragging the numbers this time, it says what number should go in the empty red box. Enter this number in the response box. So here it equals 50 minus 17. Up here we know her change was 17, so we would put 17 here. Click next. And here it says if you chose 17 you were correct, so that's great. Click to see the next slide. I accidentally wrote that twice. Okay. Whoops. So I'll put that again just so that I don't get confused. All right, what number should be subtracted on each side? Write the number in the response box. So what should we subtract here to get x by itself? And it's 50 on both sides. So what should go, each side should be subtracted by 50. And click next. And again, here it shows you that was the correct. And what number should go here in this box? Well, if we do 17 minus 50, we get negative 33. So we would put negative 33 right here. And again, this is a good chance for you to check student misunderstanding, because if a student writes positive 33, we know that they're not understanding the idea behind the negatives. And it equals negative 33. Again, I accidentally wrote this question twice, so I'm just going to go through it again. And then what should we divide by to get rid of the negative x? So we have negative x equals negative 33. What number should we divide by to get rid? And of course, it's negative 1. And again, if they put just 1, you can explain the misunderstanding to them. Oh, I keep writing things twice. Interesting. And so our final answer is going to be negative divided by a negative is a positive. So negative 33 divided by negative 1 is positive 33. And then this here is a good example of like, if a student gets confused, if they're answering these questions through all these steps and they get confused as to what they should be writing in their notebook, this is just a little exercise to help them see this is the thing that should be in your notebook here. This whole thing here should be in your notebook. The original question was Miss Patel got some books. How much did you spend on the books? Now, in order for you to create an answer key, if you wanted to auto grade this, you would go to this website here, app.peardeck.com/join, put in the code here for your activity. The code will be given to you when you start it. Click start, go through and answer all of the questions. Then once you've answered all the questions, you can go down here and click end. Give this thing a cool name. And then if you go to your Pear Deck, and log in and click on sessions, you should be able to see right here, my cool name is the one I did, and we're going to export. Actually, before you export, you have to end the session. And then you're going to go to export to spreadsheet like this. And in this box, you'll be able to see the grades of everyone. Here's the fake kid, and here's mine. Since I don't want to grade these first few slides, I'm just going to go ahead and delete them because they're not really up to the tip. I don't really think that stuff's really worth grading because it was qualitative, so I'm going to go ahead and delete those columns. And I'm also going to delete the columns where there was like no answer. And now we are going to go to add-ons, and you're going to, if you install Flubaroo, it's this one right here, you can go through and install it. You just got to click get add-ons and add this thing called Flubaroo. Click enable Flubaroo on this sheet. I think you can exit out once you got that. And you go to Flubaroo and click grade assignment. Once you have it up here, click continue. Here it looks like we're just identifying the student in the first two questions, and the rest of these are going to get what's called normal grading because these are the quantitative questions where there's like number answers. And we're going to click that my name is the one right here is the, this is the answer key. So you're picking the key in step 2, click continue, and then they're grading the assignment. And then here, as you can see, it graded all the questions. For some reason, it marked number 8 and 10 incorrect. I'm going to go back and look at that now. Oh, it's because I put 50 instead of 5. I think I might have wrote that incorrectly on the answer keys. Let me just fix that. And let me try to delete this. I'm just going to try to regrade it just to make sure it's correct. Regrade assignment. And it looks like fake kid got 100%, so that's great. So this is really good for quantitative answers where there's multiple choice or where there's a number answer. I'm assuming there's a way in Flubaroo to grade things, to grade qualitative answers, and there may be a way. Let me just see what happens if I put a 0 in here. Oh yeah, so there is a way if you want to just go ahead and like grade things manually. If there's a certain question that's like a manual question, you can change the grades here and it automatically updates the percent right here. If you wanted to grade some of them, by hand, you could do that, and the rest could be graded automatically. And that's sort of an introduction to how you can use Pear Deck to create these slides. And then you can use them as well to automatically grade using this Flubaroo add-on to spreadsheets. I don't know if there's a way to integrate Flubaroo with Google Classroom. Yeah, I don't see a way to. I don't think it automatically integrates with Google Classroom, which is not the best, but it's a good start.